Yeah, just great win. I thought it was a high-level college basketball game. Alabama's obviously really good, and they're really difficult to defend. They were disruptive defensively. We, we built that that lead. It was an odd event, of course, that brought more uniqueness to the game. And then after, the technical stuff, it was just made shot after made shot. It was rocking in there. Alabama had some big-time responses to some big shots that we made, and then we had some responses to their big made threes. High-level offensive game there for a few minutes, and some really good offensive possessions by their guards and ours, namely Gannon Catchings, who play really well.
Coach, what do you think kind of contributed to you guys getting out to the fast start, particularly defensively, getting those couple turnovers to start the game out?
I thought we played with edge from the tip. I did defensively, and we haven't always done that. We're growing up a little bit. We're improving with our defensive commitment collectively. Holding these guys to the overall percentage, holding Alabama to 39% is very difficult to do, and we wouldn't have done it for 40 if we didn't get off to a good start. And the 40 to 30 on the glass is something that you don't expect much from this team, but maybe maybe that can give our guys some motivation moving forward, because when we can defend our glass, just like Alabama, we're difficult to defend in transition.
I think Cannon had 20 in the first half, and then several big shots in the second, including three-pointers down the stretch. What did you see from him tonight, especially with the game on the line late?
Yeah, just a high level of confidence. His body language exuded confidence. He wasn't second guessing himself. He didn't have any of those delayed decisions. A ball touched his hands, and if he was open, he let it fly, whether the last one went in or not. Tried to get a couple other guys going in the second half, namely Jeremiah, and went away from Cannon a little bit. In retrospect, maybe we should have called his number a little bit earlier. In the second half, he might have had a few more, but played within himself. But I credit Jeremiah too. Jeremiah's grown to where it wasn't a huge scoring night for him, but Cannon gets 32 because our shot selection is better, so much better than it was a couple months ago, where he falls into shots because we're passing it well and we're spacing it well, and guys are just executing what we do as opposed to let me go get one up. So getting better this time of year is it's fun to watch.
Coach, 40 to 18 point edge in the paint tonight, 25 to 9 edge on second half points, and just that effort tonight, and just the key to that, and just your whole front line just really seemed to play a pretty complete game, one of the more complete games this year.
Front line was really good. Continued to sub our fives in and out. Continued to change ball screen coverages as much as possible. Trying to keep them off balance. They're so good with their ball screen execution, and their guards, the way that they can isolate you with three different guys out there and their number of shooters. They just put a lot of pressure on you. And they made 16 threes, and they missed some open looks for us too. I mean, these guys are really difficult to defend, but as good of a defensive effort, especially dash from two, as you mentioned. Our physicality in the paint, our paint discipline defensively was significantly better than it's been in the last 4 or 5. Knowing their skill level and their ability to extra pivot and shot fake and create angles and isolation situations at a number of different spots. We were good there. We had a couple wall-ups where they called fouls, a couple on Santo, but pretty disciplined at the rim. And it all runs together. I can't even remember who they played last, and this was a long game. but I want to say they lived at the rim and shot a really high percentage from two in their last one. And when they're doing that, and then you overhelp and they can kick to threes, you've got real problems. So we did enough.
Like, you seem pretty composed now. Sometimes we'll see a locker room video of you in a different emotions. What does this mean? What does this win mean for you and
Yeah.
the way your team's playing now? And I think this is your first win against Bama since you've been at Georgia.
I'm happy for our guys. And I said this is about them, right? I'm really happy for Cannon. I mean, this guy, he pulls some DMPs as a young freshman on a really talented and older, really good BYU team. And he comes here and he's had his ups and downs, but he's a young sophomore. And now he's kind of graduating to an experienced sophomore. But his energy level, his work ethic, his intensity level, his toughness is leaps and bounds in front of where it was when we started these games in November. And that's why you get into this 25 years ago or what have you. Watching Kareem Stagg blossom is really fun, Watching guys come off the bench, like Jordan Ross was starting. Now Jordan Ross is injured. Jordan Ross's ankle was this big the other day. And he toughs it out for his teammates and really helped us defensively. Jake was the other day was his big game. I'm just rambling now, but Justin Abson was really good with ball screen defense. Smurf hits huge shots. His story is so cool, right? Starting at the low and getting to a mid, and now he's here producing. Blue continues to get better. And then lastly, Dylan James down the stretch with his switchability defensively helped us get some of those stops down the stretch. As a junior, former starter, that's what this is about. It's really cool. It was winning basketball. Proud of our guys. And then secondly, I'm really happy for our fans and for our students. Like, it's rocking in the Steg. It's awesome. It's a great environment, and it is at Bama, and it is everywhere else. It'll be at Mississippi State, especially celebrating Josh Hubbard and those guys. But we're on par with a lot of these other environments, and some of our best performances were on the road. And then we've had a couple here at home that we let get away from us, and I was disappointed for our fans. So our fans, especially our students, I'm really excited for them. It was our last home game, and hopefully we can continue to grow this program and grow this home environment.
To follow up on that, Cannon and Smurf were just talking about how the post-game message was that this likely punched the ticket. What was your message to them, and what was that environment like?
Yeah, I'm going to have to reiterate what I said, maybe go back and watch the video like we're going to watch the film on the game. But what my message to our guys was, what's coming with the external noise. Georgia punched their ticket. Georgia's playing really, really well. Cannon Catchings is amazing. He scored 100 points. Like, that's what's coming for all these guys, unfortunately, but they're better at dealing with it than I am. They're so used to just being on their phones, but the information coming to these guys and the opinions and all the stuff coming at them positively and negatively. I just reminded our guys, hey, the same people that are going to tell us how great we're playing and how many more we're going to win were probably some of the same people that were down on us a couple weeks ago, right? So none of that matters. Let's just, again, I know y'all are sick of me saying it, but, we're off tomorrow, and we want to be good on Thursday.
Just kind of adding to what you just said, how have you seen this team grow from that standpoint?
Yeah.
Obviously, they've had the opportunity to have the ranking, and they got the attention from that, and then they lost 5 of 6, and now they've won 5 of 6. Going into March, having a team that's kind of experienced both ends of it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? How much does that matter at this point of the year?
I do think that gives you a little bit of an advantage that we haven't necessarily handled positive noise really well, pretty well, I would say at times. But I think we've done a pretty good job with handling the negativity, the negative noise, the deficiencies, the losses. So these guys are resilient. They're a hard-working team. Like Thursday, we'll have a great practice. Had a great practice yesterday. Our focus can be up and down. We're not overly old. We have 2 seniors. But yeah, just really proud of the growth, and hopefully with with these long seasons, I mean, these college basketball seasons now, I mean, it's June to now, it's 8 months. You're going to have some development, some success. You're going to have some setbacks, and just through it all, hopefully, we can continue to grow together and see some of our best basketball down the stretch. This certainly was. This was as good a win as we've had.
How does a win tonight against a tough SEC team strengthen your team's resume looking ahead to Selection Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, definitely strengthens it, and I'm never one to just, make the predictions or say, hey, we should be in or shouldn't be in or should be seated this or what have you. I mean, got a lot of respect, as I said, sitting here the other day, for the tournament committee and the job. They do a really, really difficult job, but I think we're going to have a bunch of teams in our league in, and I think a bunch of our teams in the SEC are going to be dangerous, and I think if we can continue to improve and ride this momentum, I think we'll be one of those teams. But again, with our guys, it's about our focus should be on Thursday and just having a great practice.
Last question.
Ask you, Kenan and Smurf were in here laughing about the behind-the-back pass because they said that
that was not a play call.
You're always on them at practice to not do that. And
Yeah.
so what do you think when you saw that? And I guess the result of it worked out okay.
Yeah, it's the old saying. Some of you guys have heard me say it before. That's the no, great pass. That's all that was. No, great pass. We'll laugh about it tomorrow. It's kind of like Justin Abson's 3-ball the other day. It didn't go in, but he makes them in shooting drills. He's a big skilled dude who, again, I thought was really good tonight. But Cannon had another one of those plays at South Carolina early in the year. Just really quick thinker, instinctual player downhill. He's really talented. Underrated passer, too, which he showed